to Storytime with Ryland. Today we'll be reading Detective Dog's Nell. Thea, do you know what a detective is?
No.
You don't?
No.
Well, a detective, they find clues and they solve crimes. They find the clues to solve the crimes. Yeah. Okay. There was once a dog with a keen sense of smell that she was known far and wide as Detective Dog Nell. Sniff, 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 time after time, Nell the detective solved crime after crime. Who threw the hazelnuts down from the tree? Who took the honey away from the bees? Who did the poo on the new gravel path? How did the spider get into the bath? Sniff, 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 with a wag of her tail, Nell the detective was hot on the trail. Now, this is the page. Nell shared a house with a person called Peter, a very nice child, though he could have been neater. A six-year-old Peter was one of those boys who kept on misplacing his clothes and his toys. Sniff, 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 nose on the ground. These things the detective dog found. The bus in the bowl, and the book in the bed, the sock in the sofa, the shoe in the shed, the tumble-down teddy, the bounce-away ball. Now the detective discovered them all. Now the detection from Monday till Tuesday to Sunday, but did something totally different on each Monday. She found Peter's dog, she found Peter's bag, and she tracked down her lead. They set off to school, where she heard the children read. The children loved reading their stories to Nell, and Nell loved to listen and also to smell. Sniff, 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 mixed in the air were plasticine, custard and newly washed hair. The crusts in the bins and the coats on the hooks, but the best smell of all were the smell of the books. The books about dinosaurs, about knights, books about planets and meteorites, the books about princesses who turned into frogs, the books about dragons, and the books about dogs. But then came a Monday when it was not all well. Nell sniffed in the air and smelled something wrong smell. Smelled the wrong smell. Into the classroom the two of them hurried and found Mr. Jones looking terribly worried. He tugged at his hair and let out a sigh. Peter looked around and started to cry. Sniff, sniff, sniff. What was going on? The books, cried Peter. The books are all gone. She gave a growl as she heard the bad news, but she started sniffing and searching for clues. Sniff, sniff, sniff. On the bookshelf, a cap. The thief must have dropped it. The terrible cap. She now sniffed the cap, and then she tugged on her lead, and woof, woof, she was off at an astonishing speed. Everyone followed Detective Dog now. She stopped at the traffic lights, and what could she smell? Sniff, sniff, sniff. A hadlock and hay, pizza and penguins, and further away she smelled the thief, and how exciting! Thousands of pages all covered in writing. Then woof, they were off, with no time for a stop, past the farm, past the zoo, and the takeaway shop. They raced through the field where the rabbits smelled good, over the golf course into a wood. They thrashed through the undergrowth, leafy and dense, till they came to a gate in an old wooden fence. Then Nell started growling and picked up an ear. She barked and barked, and the bark meant the thief is here. They flung the gate open, and Peter cried, "Look!" For there sat a man with a nose in a book. There were many more books poking out of the sack, and the children yelled, "Those are our books, give them back!" Sniff, sniff, sniff. The book thief looked sad. "I'm sorry," sniffled. I know I have been bad. Stealing is wrong, but I just went to borrow, and planning to give the books back tomorrow. But to borrow, Nell picked up an ear. She barked, and the bark meant, "I have an idea." Then woof, she was off, and away they all sped, including the thief who told them, "I'm Ted." Sniff, sniff, sniff. They raced through the wood and over the field where the rabbits smelled good. They panted and puffed past the takeaway shop, the zoo, and the farmyards, with never a stop, except to retrieve Peter's scarf and ball, which someone had thoughtfully placed on the wall, till they came to a building with doors wide open. And what did they see when they all went inside? thousands of books from floor to the ceiling. The books gave the thief the most heavenly feeling. They gazed in amazement. "Where am I?" he said, and Peter replied, "In a library, Ted. You can join us if you want to. There isn't a fee, and then you'll take lots of books out for free." So Ted has a lovely new library card, and he sits reading books in his little backyard. And when it's a Monday, Detective Dog Nell visits school with a wonderful smell. Sniff, sniff, sniff. With a faraway look, she smells and she listens to book after book. Books about dinosaurs, books about knights, books about planets and meteorites, books about princesses books about princess who turned into frogs, books about dragons, and books about dogs. No. All the old books and a new one as well. The story about daring Detective Dog Nell. The detective dog. And that's the end. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the YouTube, Instagram and Facebook. Bye bye. See you soon. Bye bye.
Goodbye.